Hello, welcome to a new challenge. Today we are going to do JavaScript and we have to use variables. So let's give it a go. The user story reads, as a user given a code pen, I should be able to provide my full name and see a custom welcome message in the page. Okay, that rings a bell, right? Because to provide my full name, it means that the browser should ask me somehow, and I came across that during the built-in function challenge. I remember the prompt. Let's see here, it probably gives me, prompt. I thought that. So let's see, let's give it a go. I think the way I'm gonna work this out is first I want, what the hell is this? You may need to use document right. That doesn't seem right. That looks like an error. So let's just discard this and I'm gonna fix it later. Is there anything here? Nothing, but that's good. I mean, I just want to play with JavaScript. So we did have this window dot prompt. If I don't remember how to use it, remember that Google is your best friend. Like in here in MDN, the developer Mozilla Network is a very good place to find examples. Look at this, Windows prompt, alert. Yeah, I can try to implement something like that. Okay, Windows prompt, name, let's ask name. And okay, I want to store this into a variable, so I need to do something like const name equal, and let's give it a go, run to execute it. Yeah, name, blah blah blah. Okay, I can do something, and I remember I used document dot write where I can pass, I can just give it this variable name. So variable is something that can store a piece of value, like the name I prompt into, and then pass it to another built-in function to be used. Let's see. So Marco, yep, good. Okay, so the first function, window prompt, is gonna ask me to do something as a user. I input my name. This name is going to be stored in a variable. I call the variable name, but I can call it the way I want. And then I use this variable as input to yet another function. Let's try to take this to the next level. So if I do const surname, window prompt surname. Okay, this is going to ask one more thing. Let's try. Remember, you can try a lot. I suggest you to try pretty much every second, third line of code. I still do it after a lot of years. So let's say Marco, enter, and yeah, it asked me the surname. So Pecoraro, weird Italian. Okay, good. I still have Marco because it's the only thing I write. So now I have two constants. Okay, I use the keyword const to store something into this bucket, this thing that I called the labeled name, and now I can create yet more constants like const full name, and here I can put stuff together. So name contains Marco, surname contains Pecoraro after I input it. And I wanted to put it together in a string that looks like Marco space Pecoraro. In order to do that, I can concatenate strings, something like name plus a space plus surname. Okay, that is going to contain my full name. So if I use full name here in my document write, let's see what happened. It's gonna ask me Marco Pag, just shorthand. Yes, Marco space Pag. That's what I like to do. Now this is kinda the old way to concatenate strings. Since a couple of years you can do something which is much easier. So you provide a string delimited by the backtick, this particular delimiter. In this you can just write whatever, but the cool thing is that you can put variables into it with this syntax. So it's dollar open close curly brackets, and I can place name, and then I can place also surname. So I can just write variables inside what looks like a string. So I can do something like hello name surname welcome. Okay, let's see what this yields. This is gonna run. So Marco bag. Yeah, I have the full string now, like this. It's quite simple. Now here I'm doing a little bit of a mistake, like a logical mistake, because I have this new variable is called, this new constant is called full name, but it contains actually a sentence. I don't like this. So let's refine this exercise into const greeting message. So I want this to be something like full name, and this full name, it has only to concatenate name space surname. Okay, so I do one operation to put together my name and my surname with a space, easy, and then I can use this constant into yet another string manipulation where I create a greeting message. At this point I can write my greeting message. Let's give this a go. It should work exactly as before because there's nothing really that changed. So Marco bag, yes, exactly, nothing weird. Okay, so yeah, that's more or less it. Now one thing to discuss. Let's go back here. Use variables. Okay, so this challenge asks me to use a variable. Oh, that's the title. In reality, the user story, it simply asks me to be able to show a welcome message in the page after I provide my full name. So what I did so far is really fulfilling the user story. So why did I use const? Const means a constant. It's basically a bucket. A bucket can contain a value, whatever I prompt him to, and I give it a label, name in this case. Okay, I could have used another type of operator. It's called let, and yeah, it would have run exactly the same. There's a subtle difference. So a constant, something that you declare as a constant, should not change in time. If you try to put inside a constant a new value, you will get an error. Instead, a variable that you define with let, it allows you to change it, to mutate it. Okay, it's going to be, you will face choices. Why should I use a variable? Why should I use a constant? Well, from the bottom of my heart, just try to stick to constants as much as you can. The browser, the JavaScript interpreter is going to do a much better job in optimizing your code for you if you use constants. Try to avoid variables as much as possible. You will learn why later on in your career. But for now, just take my advice, okay? See you next time.